Hypodermics on the shore, China's under martial law. Rock and roll and color wars. I can't take it anymore.
Hey, this ain't no little Vegas road trip, okay?
Hello, and welcome to another special episode of Superhero Club, your go-to show for all things comic book inspired on Amazon Prime Video. I'm your host, Stephanie Williams. All right, it is National Hispanic and Latino Heritage Month, so today we are highlighting the boys' character Mother's Milk, played by Laz Alonso, who is of Afro-Cuban descent. We're going to dive into MM's comic history as well as what he's been up to in the last 3 seasons of the Amazon Prime TV series adaptation of The Boys. Let's start with the comic history. Mother's Milk was introduced to readers in The Boys #2, The Name of the Game Part 2. MM's real name is Baron Wallace. He was a good friend of Billy the Butcher and one of the original team members of the Vigilantes working under the CIA with one mission in mind: to bring down Vought International and the Seven. In the comics, MM is the only member of the Boys to be born with Compound V in his blood. His brother was also born with Compound V but died soon after his powers manifested. The tragedy prompted MM's father to pursue legal action against Vought America, but he also died shortly after winning just one court case. Baron, aka Mother's Milk, learned all he could from his teachings, which would shape him into an expert investigator, something both the comic and TV series version of MM share in common. After his father's death, MM joined the military and also became a heavyweight boxing champion. It was here that he discovered his powers, which gave him superhuman strength, agility, stamina, and durability. After he accidentally killed someone with his powers, he was approached by Billy Butcher to join the Boys. Now, you're probably wondering how the hell Baron got his nickname Mother's Milk. Whatever you assume was probably right. The name Mother's Milk comes from Baron's dependency on his mother's breast milk. That's how he and his brother were born with Compound V in their system, because their mother had been exposed to it while working in one of Vought's factories. So he is unable to survive without periodically consuming it. He doesn't have that dependency on the Amazon Prime Video adaptation, but it seems like the creators took the idea and applied it to another character who is quite obsessed with breast milk. That would be the one and only Homelander.
Homelander, hi.
Ashley.
Okay, back to MM. Another aspect of his character in the comics and the one in the TV series is that they both struggled to maintain a relationship with his daughter Janine. Although I would argue by the end of season 3 of the TV series, MM's relationship with his daughter is much stronger. Also, unlike in the comics, Janine's mother is her primary caretaker and not a drug addict that we know of. That's the way that she is in the comics. She just has questionable taste in men. Without going into detail about how things end for MM in the comics, he doesn't fare well by his last appearance thanks to Butcher, who swore he'd kill everyone exposed to Compound V, friend or not.
Sounds like you got everything covered.
Alright, so let's move on to the Mother's Milk of the Amazon Prime Video TV series adaptation. In this character iteration, his name is Marvin T. Milk, and he is still a good friend of Butcher's and one of the core members of the Black Ops and Vigilante group we know and love, the Boys. He is also the heart of the team, a departure from his comic book characterization. Since his introduction in season 1, episode 3, MM has shown his ability to consistently keep a cool head, except when he rightfully punched his ex-wife's husband, Todd, for putting their daughter in danger.
Marvin!
Which, hello, that's understandable. A great display of his calm demeanor happens in season 2, episode 3, when he has to convince Huey to keep moving after the team drives their boat into the well used by the Deep in his attempt to slow them down.
You ain't going? I ain't going.
Also, this version of MM wasn't born with Compound V in his system. He took great issue with Butcher and Huey taking Compound V in season 3. So another departure from the comics is what drives MM. In the Amazon series, we learned that his grandfather was killed by Soldier Boy and his father subsequently died of stress trying to seek justice for that wrongdoing. We learned in season 1 that Mother's Milk is determined to bring down Vought and expose the crimes of all their heroes. Unfortunately, his commitment to seeking justice nearly cost him his family. In season 1, episode 7, his wife Monique and daughter Janine are on Black Noir and Homelander's radar, which leads to an argument between MM and Monique as they are taken into protection of the CIA, which, I mean, could they even keep them safe? They evidently have, but yeah.
Been trying to stay away from all of it. The soups, Butcher, for Janine.
Season 3 is where Mother's Milk shines the most. We see him in a light we hadn't in either of the 2 previous seasons, and definitely not in the comics. Some of MM's internal conflict is on display as we see him try to balance his need to seek justice against Vought and maintain an active relationship with his daughter Janine now that he and his wife are separated. At one point calls his desire for justice a disease and one that inflicted his father and ultimately led to his death. Because of those thoughts, it makes sense why he would try to keep his working life and his home life separate, but by the end of season 3, he decides to open up to his daughter about their family history, which seems to resolve the internal conflict he had been dealing with the entire season. It's also clear that out of the rest of the members of the boys, has managed to keep the most compassion. That's why it bothers him so much when he finally does knock out Todd, even though Todd deserved it. The portrayal of in the TV series has opened the character up to moving past the one-dimensional nature of his comic book version. This feels more relatable and someone you want to see get the justice he seeks so diligently. It's also been a great exploration in his strip. And that concludes this deep dive character session of Superhero Club. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm your host, Stephanie Williams. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more episodes of Superhero Club. And remember, you can check out all 3 seasons of The Boys right now on Amazon Prime Video.